Hey everyone, thanks for joining. I'm going to go through a couple of exercises and different stretches you could do to help with injury prevention and help build strength within some of your muscles within your body. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thanks. So we're going to start with a warm-up. Those of you that have watched the jump video before, we've done this warm-up. So what you're going to do is jumping jacks, and as you're doing your jumping jacks, you're hitting motions as you do them. So you're going to hit your low V, your T, your high V, and your touchdown clean every time you do your jumping jack. So we're going to do a set of 10 of those just to warm up our bodies. Ready? And 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Low V, T, touchdown, touchdown, low V, T, high V, 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 touchdown, last one, T, high V, touchdown. And now we're going to do alternating lunges forward. So what you're going to do is hands on hips, you're going to lunge forward and back, and forward and back, forward and back. So side view, forward and back, forward and back. So as you're like this, you're not hitting that knee into the ground, it's just slightly above, and this knee is not over top of your toe. Both legs are bent, pretty much at the same angle, back heel is off the ground. And back. So you're going to do 20 of those, alternating to warm up your legs. Awesome. And then when we're done that, we're going to do our arm circles. So our arms are going to go out, and we're going to do big circles forwards. We do about 10 to 15 of these. And then we're going to switch direction to go backwards. Same amount. And next we're just going to do our hip circles to open up our hips and warm them up. So big circles all the way around. Really making sure you're pushing through the front and the back. And then switch directions. We do about 8 to 10 of these both directions as well. And then to challenge yourself, you can do some figure eights. Make sure you're doing them both directions as you try to do them. We usually try and do about 5 of these both directions. And from here, we're going to go down to the floor and do our ankle and wrist stretches. Okay, so from here, we're going to stretch out our wrists. So you're going to do stop signs in front. Bring your hands down to the floor, and you're going to keep your arms straight as you do this, and just slightly lean forward to feel that stretch all the way through the back of your wrist here. Awesome, and then you're going to flip them up again, flip them down towards you, and now your back of your palms are going to be on the floor. Still nice and straight arms. Really pushing through, you'll feel that stretch all through up here. Stretch them out. And then next, so stop signs and turn them sideways. And we're going to do it sideways. Still keeping those arms nice and straight as you're doing this. And you can kind of rock back and forth, do circles all around, just to really stretch out all of your wrists. And then we usually shake, shake, shake. Take them on a roller coaster ride. You can shake up a milkshake and then drink the milkshake when you're done. And then we're just going to do some ankle stretches on the ground. So we're going to point our feet and flex, point and flex, point and flex. We're going to do a big circle all the way around to pointed feet and flex back up. Big circle all the way around. And back up. Let's point our toes now, and then big circle around the other way up to flexed feet. Point and all the way up to flexed feet. You can alternate switching back and forth. One's pointed, one's flexed. Awesome. And then we can also cross our foot over our foot and do big ankle circles one way. And big ankle circles the other way. And we're going to switch directions. Switch over here, big ankle circles. And big ankle circles the other way. And so now you should be all warmed up. Nice stretched out ankles and wrists. Okay, so we're going to get into our stretches now. The first one we're going to do is a big stretch. So you're going to lift everything up above your head, really pushing up. And then you're going to lean over to touch your toes. And as you're touching your toes, you're not relaxing on the ground, just slight fingertips on the floor. And you're going to lean forward, or lean backwards, on your heels. And you're really going to feel that stretch all the way up through your calves into your hamstrings. And then lean back up. And then slowly come back up. And then reach up again, or nice and tall. And reach over, not fully relaxing to the floor. Leaning back on your heels. And down, and slowly roll back up. You guys can do that a couple of times. Next one is kind of the yoga tree pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross your foot over, hands, and really try and balance on that standing leg that you have, and just hold it there. So you'll feel the stretch, and you'll be working the balance in this foot, and you're also going to feel the stretch all through your back hamstring into your bum on this stretch. And come up and release. And same on the other foot. Bend. You'll probably have one foot that's better than the other for balancing. Just usually keep our hands here to help so we're not wobbling everywhere. Just feeling that stretch. And all the way up. You can hold that for about 15-20 seconds, and you can switch legs as you go. Okay, so we're going to do another balance check one. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift your knee up in front. So it'll pretty much just be in front like this. And what you're going to do are just one-legged squats, down and up. So it doesn't need to be all the way down, but just slowly coming down and coming up. And just a little bit down and a little bit up. So you're going to do 10 on each foot. So you're going to have this foot up and just slightly bending. This is another nice balance check for that foot that you are standing on. And really building that strength within that balance and that foot. All the way up. Next is going to be kicking opposite arm to opposite foot. So you're going to lift this foot up. And you're going to reach over and touch your foot with this arm. And over. And cross and over. Cross and over. So as you're doing this, you don't want to be leaning back into it too much and fully breaking that line. You want to try and stay up nice and tall as you're lifting your foot and switching. So you can do about 20 of those for crossing. Next, same thing. So your arms are going to be apart. Feet are going to be apart. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this hand, you're going to lean over with this arm up and touch your bottom foot. And come right back up. And up, touch that bottom foot. And come right back up, and back up. Up, and back up. So that's another good exercise to do for balance. Okay, so one more balance one is you're going to pull your foot behind you here, holding it. And you're going to have your one arm up just to help with that balance. And you're going to do some calf raises with the foot that you're standing on. So slowly coming up and down, up and down. Trying not to lose your balance as you're doing that. You're going to try and do 10 on each foot. So holding this foot again, arm up to keep that balance. And just 3. I'll just show 3 calf raises. You guys can do about a set of 10 of those. Next that we're going to do to help with the hip flexors and stretching your legs out a little bit more, we're going to do some knee pulls. So you're going to pull your knee up in front of you with your toe pointed. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it in and then release. and pull it in, hold it for 3, and release, pull it in, hold for 3, and release. So you'll feel that stretch all the way through your hamstring and really opening up your hip flexors as well. So pulling it in and release, pulling it in, hold it, and release, and pulling it in again, and release. This is also another nice little balance check for that leg you're standing on. And next we're going to do the same thing, but your foot's going to be flexed down. You'll feel that a little bit closer to the bottom of your knee. So you pull it in and flex, pull it in and release, and pull it in and release. And other leg, so flex foot, pull it in and release, pull it in and release, and pull it in and release. Awesome. Okay, so next one is our squat jumps that we usually do, and really control squat jumps. So as you squat down, keeping that chest up. So squat, keeping that chest up, not leaning over. So chest up, squat, and as you jump up, you're going to bring your feet together and land back into a squat. So together and squat. And then you're going to sink a little bit more. Together and squat. Sink a little bit more. Together and squat. So those are some squat jumps, really focusing on that core and the strength through your whole body. Okay, so I pulled out my office chair for this one. What we're going to do are some leg pulses with our leg up on the chair. So you can use a couch, you can use some cushions stacked up if you would like, or you can use a chair. So you're going to have your foot out in front, leaning on that chair. You can have your hands on your hips. And what you're going to do is you're going to do 10 pulses, lifting your foot off the chair and lifting it up. So trying to keep your knee straight as well, trying to keep that toe pointed, and really you're building that core strength, all the way through the top of your leg there. So you can do 10 pulses on each leg. So you're going to switch and lift the other leg up. And exact same thing, lifting that leg up. So biggest thing is not slamming your leg down onto your chair, but controlling it up and down. And the last one we're going to do with the chair is having that leg up, and you're going to do some squats with the leg up on the chair. So you don't need to go all the way down low, just a tiny bit, and really focusing into those squats. You 10 on each leg, and switch to the other leg. Squats all the way down, all the way up. Perfect. So now we're going to move into our ankles and wrist. So what we're going to do first is, I have my trusty little Scooby-Doos here. So you can get a can of soup, any sort of can that you would like. Mine's a medium-sized can. You can get a bigger can if you would like as well, or a smaller one if you would like to start off. So what we're going to do is some wrist exercises that a lot of times girls, when they are switching from topping to now basing or thirds, even our tops when we're holding up onto our squishes and pushing off, we sometimes hear that our athletes' wrists are hurting as they're learning a new skill, they're holding somebody up in the air now for the first time being a base, and even tumbling more as well. So more handstands, more round-offs, more back handsprings. Our wrists tend to start feeling sore and weak. So these exercises we tell our athletes to do a lot of the times are nice little wrist exercises. So I'll show you guys a couple of wrist exercises to do as well. I have the chair just to use as a balance check, so that you know that you're working the proper muscles and you're not just flinging your arm up and down. So if you hold on to your can of soup, we're going to start with our palm facing up. And what you're just going to do is you're going to do little curls in, holding the can of soup. So we usually do about a set of 10 to 15 of them, and we go around and do them a second time. There's this. And then if you flip it over, so now your palm is facing down, soup can is facing down, using that all the way up. So as I'm lifting up and down, I'm just using my wrist. So I'm not actually lifting my arm as I'm doing it. It's just my wrist that I'm lifting up and down. So this is a perfect exercise to help strengthen those wrists for you guys. And the last one is facing the can of soup or SpaghettiOs or anything, facing it up and just turning. So all the way up and all the way down, all the way up and all the way down. So you may not feel it right away because it is just a tiny weight, but when you start working into your second set of these, you're going to start feeling it. So this is just on one hand, so you would do it with the same hand, with the other hand as well. Same exercises, same amount of sets, and that's for our wrist exercises. For ankles, what we're going to do is spell your name out with your big toe. So if you sit down here and you have your feet out in front, you're going to take your big toe here and you're going to spell your name out, capital letters, with your big toe. All the way through, spelling out your name using your big toe. And you're going to do it with the same foot as well. If you want something a little bit more challenging, you can go through the whole alphabet and do every single letter, uppercase, letters with the alphabet, and drawing them with that big toe all the way around. And something next after that would be doing the exact same drill again, but now lowercase letters. And doing every single letter of the alphabet and tracing it with a big foot, it gets that ankle moving in all the different areas that it needs to for building that strength up back in your ankles and making your ankles stronger as well. So that's a nice little ankle exercise to help build the strength up with your ankles. Okay, so we'll finish the video with 3 conditioning exercises that you guys can do at home. First one we're going to do are our plank up and downs. So you're going to be up in a push-up position, nice strong tabletop, and you're going to bring your arms down so your forearms are on the ground, and then you're going to lift yourself back up. So down and up, down and up, really keeping that bum nice and squeezed, that core tight, and so that you're not sticking it up in the air as you're doing this. Next one you can do, there's 2 different variations. You can have your knees on the ground if you want, so in that plank position, or you can have them up in a plank, and you're going to do shoulder taps. So switching hand to hand and tapping those shoulders. You can do about 10 of those each side. And the last one we're going to do are our toe raises. We tend to do them in every single class because they're super good to build up that strength in your ankles and also your calves. So same thing, 10 going up with our feet facing the front, 10 going up with our feet facing the side, and 10 with our feet all the way turned in and coming all the way down. And that's it for our injury prevention class. I hope you guys enjoyed, really focusing on squeezing that core as you're doing everything and thinking of the end goal of building strength within all of our muscles throughout our bodies, even in our wrists and ankles. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much.